Barış and Elçin, the hidden story behind the camera. For 7 years, they were Turkish television's golden couple. But while millions watched their on-screen romance unfold, something entirely different was happening when the cameras stopped rolling. A deleted Instagram story, a cryptic interview from 2019 that suddenly makes sense, and a revelation that changes everything fans thought they knew about Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu. This isn't the love story you remember. Barış and Elçin became household names in 2015 with Karalık Aşk, a romantic comedy that turned them into Turkey's most beloved on-screen pair. Their chemistry was undeniable. Fans shipped them relentlessly. The show dominated ratings for 2 seasons. But here's what made it different. Unlike most co-star relationships that fade after filming wraps, Barış and Elçin remained unusually close. Public appearances together, cryptic social media exchanges, matching interviews where they'd smile just a little too knowingly. For years, fans asked the same question. Were they together off-screen? The answer, it turns out, is far more complicated than anyone expected. In 2016, during the height of Karalık Aşk's popularity, both actors repeatedly denied dating rumors. Standard celebrity protocol. But fans noticed something unusual. They never actually denied having feelings for each other. In one interview, Barış called Elçin the most important woman in my professional life. Elçin described their connection as something the audience can feel because it's real. Carefully chosen words that said everything and nothing. Then came the project rejections. According to industry insiders, both actors turned down major roles in 2017 specifically because filming schedules would have kept them apart for months. One casting director later described it as unusual prioritization for 2 people claiming to be just friends. But here's where the story shifts. In 2018, Barış began dating Güps Özay. The relationship went public quickly, suspiciously quickly, some fans noted. Elçin, meanwhile, retreated from social media. Her usually active Instagram went silent for weeks. When she returned, the posts felt different, colder, more curated. Fans started digging through old interviews, and that's when they found it. A 2017 sit-down where Elçin was asked about her ideal partner. She described someone who understands the demands of this career, who's been through the same pressures, who knows me without me having to explain. Then she paused, smiled slightly, and added, "But sometimes what's ideal and what's possible are 2 different things." The interviewer tried to follow up. Elçin changed the subject. Reddit threads exploded. Fans began constructing timelines, cross-referencing public appearances with Instagram activity. A pattern emerged. Every time Barış and Elçin worked together after Karalık Aşk, their personal relationships seemed to destabilize. One fan account documented something particularly telling. Between 2015 and 2018, neither actor maintained a public relationship for longer than 6 months, except for their professional partnership, which remained constant. Then, in 2019, everything changed. Barış proposed to Güps. The engagement photos were everywhere. And for the first time in years, Elçin publicly addressed the shipping culture in a Turkish Vogue interview. "People create narratives that feel romantic," she said. "But those narratives can trap you. Sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones where people care enough to let each other find happiness elsewhere." Fans called it bittersweet. Others called it a confession. But the real revelation came in 2021, 2 years after Barış married Güps. During a podcast appearance, Barış was asked about his biggest career regret. He hesitated, a long, uncomfortable pause that the host eventually tried to fill. Then Barış interrupted. "I don't know if it's a regret," he said slowly. "But there was a moment early in my career where I had to choose between what felt right emotionally and what made sense logically. I chose logic. I still think it was the right decision, but that doesn't mean it didn't cost something." The host asked him to elaborate. Barış smiled and refused. Within hours, that clip went viral. Fan accounts connected it to a resurfaced 2016 interview where Elçin said almost the exact same thing, nearly word for word, about a professional decision that felt like a personal sacrifice. The parallelism was haunting. Then came the Instagram story that disappeared within 3 hours. In 2022, Elçin posted a throwback photo from the Karalik Ask set, just her and Barış, laughing between takes. The caption, "Some chapters close, but the story never really ends." She deleted it before most fans even saw it, but screenshots spread everywhere. Gups unfollowed Elçin that same week. Neither actress has publicly interacted since. According to close sources, speaking anonymously to Turkish media, there was never infidelity, never a scandal. Just two people whose timing was perpetually wrong, whose careers intersected at a moment when personal feelings had to be secondary to professional momentum. One crew member from Karalik Ask described it as watching two people fall in love while actively choosing not to. Another called it the saddest beautiful thing I've ever witnessed on set. Today, Barış and Elçin haven't worked together since 2018. They don't publicly acknowledge each other. When asked about their friendship in interviews, both give polite, distant answers that feel rehearsed. But fans still find the traces. A 2023 interview, where Barış mentioned his favorite on-screen kiss, felt like the most honest moment of my career. Elçin describing her Karalik Ask experience as the role where I didn't have to act. These aren't accusations. There's no betrayal, no scandal, no villain. Just two people who maybe loved each other in a way that didn't fit the trajectory their lives were already following. Who chose careers and logic and separate paths, even when their chemistry suggested a different story. And perhaps that's the most devastating part. Because sometimes the greatest tragedy isn't a love that crashes and burns. It's the one that quietly chooses to walk away, leaving nothing behind but cryptic interviews and deleted Instagram stories. For fans who still rewatch Karalik Ask and wonder what might have been, maybe you weren't imagining it after all. Maybe you were just watching two people pretend that what they felt on camera stayed on camera.